Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your chef from Guru's Cooking.in with Jackfruit Ki Sabzi. Jackfruit is also called Kathal in Hindi. Jackfruit is very sticky, so I'll just smear a little oil onto my palms before I deal with it. Otherwise it will stick to my hands and that is not what I want. I've taken some lukewarm water here. To this I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of salt and we'll use a wired whisk to mix the salt thoroughly into this water. And this saline or salty water that we have will be submerging our jackfruit pieces into this. The reason we are doing this is because of a couple of reasons. First, jackfruit contains a little sticky content that will be eradicated by soaking it in saline water. Second, jackfruit also contains a little amount of milk, white in color, that comes up from within that needs to be cleaned. Third, we will scrub this jackfruit now with our fingers gently, and whatever yellowish content is available on top of the jackfruit will be eradicated and it will become at least a little whiter than before. And the last thing is, even if we cook the jackfruit as a sabji in the future, in this video, it will still not absorb the salt content nicely. But in this saline salty water, which is lukewarm, it will. I've discarded the water and this is what we are left with, friends. This jackfruit is right now a little wet. We want to deep fry this. Before deep frying, you need to eradicate the water content. So I'm placing this on a clean kitchen towel and I'll pat it dry gently so that we eradicate the moisture content from this jackfruit or kathal. Once you have done that, then we'll deep fry them. I've taken a kadhai and this way I've added enough cooking oil. You can use any cooking oil like peanut, soya bean or sunflower. And cooking at a medium flame, it takes time to turn this jackfruit into a little crispy in nature. So have patience, it can take you around 8 to 10 minutes until your jackfruit turns a little golden crisp and brown like this. Once it turns this color, this texture, extract it and secure it. Leave it aside, let it get in touch with the air and then it will become a little more crisper than before. So fry all your jackfruit pieces like this and keep them aside. We'll now take another pan or kadhai, but before we do that, we need to prepare our onion paste. I've taken 2 onions that will be dicing into small pieces, and the reason we are doing this is because we want to create a fine paste of these onions. These onions are medium or large sized, and these are red onions for my friends from the west. So we'll create a fine paste by placing them in a blender or a grinder and they'll look something like this. Keep this paste aside, we'll be using it later on. Grab a kadai. To this you add 1 ladle of oil. This oil I extracted from the same pan in which I deep fried the jackfruit pieces. When the oil is slightly hot enough, we'll be adding cinnamon stick and 1 bay leaf. Make sure you cook at a low flame, otherwise you'll be burning your whole spices. We'll sprinkle in just a little hing or asafoetida. We'll now increase the flame to medium high and remember the red onion paste that we had prepared a couple of minutes back. That is what we'll be placing here and we'll be sauteing this until it turns golden brown. Now friends, you have to stir this and cook this for a long time, like 5 to 7 minutes at least, at a medium to high flame until it condenses to become something like this. Now the bay leaf and the cinnamon stick that we had added, they have done their job of infusing their flavor and aroma into this recipe, and they wouldn't look good, or you wouldn't find them good if they come into your mouth while eating this jackfruit. So it's better we remove them and throw them away and discard them, because like I said, they've infused their aroma into the recipe. Now they are no more required. So friends, remember one very important thing about this recipe. A lot of people eat this recipe and say, wow, it tastes awesome. And the reason is because I add a lot of ginger garlic paste. So see the amount of ginger garlic paste I'm adding? A lot. So don't add too much, but yes, compared to the other recipes that you prepare, ginger garlic paste should be heavily added in this recipe because it offers you an amazing aroma. And did you observe I added that only when the onions had cooked for at least 5 to 6 minutes when they are turned golden brown? Yes, because ginger garlic paste takes less time compared to onions when cooking is concerned. So now cook this for around just 2-3 minutes. That will be sufficient. And after that you'll be adding in the tomatoes. But remember friends, only when your ginger garlic and onion paste turns golden brown will you add the tomato paste. This is the tomato paste or puree of 2 large tomatoes. Now we'll even cook this for a lot of time. If you have observed, I've not added any spices or condiments yet in the powdered form. We'll be adding them later on, but first let the tomato cook very well. And this has been now 4 minutes. The tomato has almost condensed, but the best way to cook this is by covering it with a lid and cooking it at a low flame. We'll do this for 3 to 4 minutes at a low flame, remember. After 4 minutes, if I uncover the lid, oh, it looks like you are from NASA and this is planet Mars. So when it looks like this, you know that your masala has been prepared. Alright, so have patience, cook it evenly, don't be in a hurry. The masala is the most important ingredient in this whole recipe. And now that it looks like it is cooked, we'll be adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder or dhania powder, 1 teaspoon of red chilli powder, and give it a good mix. Remember, spices should always be cooked at a low flame, so make sure you're cooking at a low flame once you add the spices. And once again, to better let this spices incorporate into this whole masala nicely, I'll cover it with a lid and cook it for another just 2 or 3 minutes maximum. So make sure you stir it, mix up everything nicely, and then it'll be time for you to cover it, like I said, with a lid. And remember to cook at a low flame, otherwise you'll burn your spices. Good. Come, let's do it. So after 2 to 3 minutes, we'll just stir our ladle to see and make sure that nothing is sticking to the bottom. That's good news. Because if you stick it to the bottom, that's the worst thing you can do. Friends, it's very thick. I'm gonna add a little water here and then stir it. I'm gonna keeping on adding water until I find the right consistency. Now what is the right consistency? I'll show you. We'll add more water because it's still thick. So the total amount of water that I added here is around 1.5 cups, approximately around 300 milliliters. So it still looks to be thick. I'll add a little more water. That's looking good. So the total amount, like I said, is 300 milliliters, but don't go by the measurement here. You look at the consistency as being shown in this video. Can you see the consistency? This is what you want. Wait, I'll zoom in my camera for you friends. Look and observe carefully. You see that? Yes, that is what you want. Awesome. So this red amazing curry is now ready, and to this we'll be adding in 1.5 teaspoon of salt. Please add salt to your own taste. Mix it up nicely, and then we'll add something for a little tanginess. This is Amchoor powder or dry mango powder. We'll be adding in 1 teaspoon of this. Don't add too much because you've already added tomatoes, and tomatoes are already tangy. Remember that? Good. Alright friends, this masala looks amazing, succulent indeed. And now it's time for us to add the jackfruit that we had fried. In fact, we had deep fried it, remember? So, green chilies, I forgot to add the green chilies. Here are the green chilies. Add the green chilies. And then we'll be adding in the jackfruit. Come. So this jackfruit has to now submerge well into this gravy. Take your own good sweet time. Mix it up nicely. And as always, if you want the masala to enter the jackfruit deep within, cover it with a lid and cook at a low or a medium flame for 3 minutes. And this is what you receive. Now, the reason I have uncovered the lid after 3 minutes is not because it's cooked, because I want to check if it is sticking to the bottom of the pan, because if it is happening, that's bad news. So I'm just checking, is it sticking? No, it is not. I'm happy. So I'll cover this and cook it for another 2 minutes and simmer at a low flame for 2 minutes. So it's almost looking succulent and juicy, scrumptious as it should be. And I love this recipe with some amazing chapatis or phulkas. It really tastes good. I tried it once with rice as well, so did my kids. It tastes good. Finally garnishing it with some amazing coriander leaves, fresh, or as it's called Dhania or Kothmeer. For the final mix now friends, and a final touch of love. Mix it once again for the last time. You know, one of my friends is a vegetarian and I told him, come let me feed you something that tastes like chicken. He said, no, I don't want to have it. And I said, why? He said, you said the word chicken. I said, come on, I was just kidding. But this really tastes so good that you can compare this beautiful recipe with chicken. So enjoy this my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackfruit Ki Sabzi. Oh, and here is Ileana to share something wonderful with you. An Amazon gift voucher worth rupees 10,000 every month to be won. But only if you are a subscriber. So if you haven't subscribed now, please click on the subscribe link below and get lucky. One subscriber every month gets to win an Amazon gift voucher worth rupees 10,000. Friends, you can enjoy these videos. Please hit the like button at the below. Thank you so much for all your love that you have bestowed upon me. And do share this video with your friends by hitting the share button. Take care. God bless you.